are going to be a factor once again at the end of the season.
Improved to 4-2, and 19-10 is the final for the Titans. 9-0 straight up and against the spread in regular seasons with 8 or more days rest under Mike Vrabel are the Titans. 5 straight games versus the Colts. They've won, extends their longest win streak in series history. Colts winless in their last 4 divisional road games. Titans cover the 2.5 and the under hits. Pete Prisco told you to take the Titans earlier on HQ. Colts host the Commanders on Sunday, and the Titans travel to Houston to take on the Texans. You'll be able to see that game on CBS. Ryan Tannehill speaking after the game. Let's hear from him.
Okay, Ryan, finally some fourth quarter points. What was the difference?
We just kept battling. Things weren't always pretty, but we kept battling, and I'm proud of our guys the way we finished. They know we're running the ball there at the end. We need to grind out some first downs, and offensive line finished great. Obviously, Derek was running hard. Proud of our guys.
When you talk about finishing, Derrick Henry definitely finished today. You think about these last 4 games. What does he bring this team?
He's one of the best backs, if not the best in the league. So, he means a lot to our team. Obviously, he runs hard each and every week. He's durable, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. He's everything you look for in a running back.
Okay, so when you say durable, when we asked Mike Vrabel the most underrated thing about you, he said it's your toughness. How hard was it out there today on that end?
It was tough. I don't feel so good right now. It's going to be a long week of recovery, but thankful I was able to finish out there with my guys.
Okay, we'll go get some ice on it. Thank you very much.
Tannehill and the Titans have put it together. You saw they started 0-2, but have gone 4-0 since. This is a team that seems to be, on the up. Points per game certainly increasing nicely from 13.5 to 22, and not allowing as many points. They've pretty much cut that in half. Let's talk about this game. A big win for the Titans. You heard the talk about Derrick Henry. I mean, 53 yards today. Not exactly blowing things out of the water and from a fantasy perspective. But, I mean, how do you feel about Henry at this point?
Fantastic. And this was a guy that I didn't expect to bounce back to this level because of the foot injury, his age, some concerns with the passing game, with the receiving core changing. But week in, week out, he continues to get the job done. 30 carries, 128 yards. The nice thing about it, though, it's been now 3 straight games with 3 or more catches. If they're going to involve him in the passing game, which we've been saying for years would just make so much sense, take some pressure off of Ryan Tannehill and seeing what this receiving core is, it's hard to get away from Derrick Henry. Could you say he's a sell-high candidate? Yes, because, again, 28 years old, 29 years old, dealing with this injury from a year ago. Could he have a breakdown with all the work? Sure. But if I have Derrick Henry on my fantasy team, I'm pretty happy about that.
This division's over. I'm calling it already. They beat the Colts twice already. They own Jacksonville. They have for a decade or maybe a decade and a half. They've owned them. And the Texans aren't very good. The division's over. So the Titans need to start getting ready for the postseason. That's their goal because that's what they're going to be. They're going to be a postseason team. They have to improve throwing the football. Again, we know you're going to get Henry. The defense will shape up and be decent by the time they get to the playoffs. They need to get that passing game going. Now, where does that come from? Do they get it from Burks when he's around?
If you're the Titans and their front office, do you make a move for Elijah Moore for the Jets, for DJ Moore potentially for Carolina, Chase Claypool, the guys that we're hearing on the market, Odell Beckham, who's not going to go there, but somebody that's available that can maybe
change explore it.
The tenor of what this passing game can be.
I would explore it. But then you're going to be scrutinized for trading away a guy and then drafting a guy with the whole idea he was replacing him.
Well, they don't want to pay a guy, so
right.
You're not necessarily giving up big compensation to get some of these players that we're talking about, or maybe Brandon Cooks if that was somebody.
Right.
They're not going to trade with.
They're not going to trade within the division.
But Treylon Burks is certainly a wild card for this because if he could become the guy that they drafted, then yes, he could be a difference maker.
They're the same team they always are.
A.J. Brown, no A.J. Brown.
No, they're the same team. They just pound the football and try and play good defense and win games ugly.
Well, I mean, it's certainly good news for them. Austin Hooper, you saw on the board there, their leading receiver today. 3 targets, 3 receptions.
That's not good,
6 yards.
That's
not good.
Yeah, you don't want to have your team and say, hey, look, Austin Hooper's our leading receiver. That's not the formula for success like Pete's talking about.
That's their guy. That was their guy today, though, for them. And obviously getting a big win. As Pete mentioned, I mean, this division could be wrapped up at this point in time with 2 wins over the Colts. For more on what's going on throughout the NFL, be sure you're listening to the Pick 6 podcast. Will Brinson and all the super friends keep you updated each and every day of the week. You can download and follow wherever you get your podcast audio.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.